Hello everyone and welcome to another Tribe Forex Power Hour. This is Marcello and with me is Nino FX Trader. We're going to do today what we have done for years, which is an analysis of the markets, an evaluation of our own trades and our own biases, followed by a questions and answers session. So first up, how it works, how the system works for us. Then we're going to go over our daily market analysis, talk about our recent biases, and then we're going to have a questions and answers session. So just a quick look. This is how it works. Tribe Forex performance curve. This is of our biases going forward. Actually, we have better biases now. We're actually trading between the euro dollar and the Aussie dollar principally. And this is actually the euro dollar showing an 83.5% win ratio and a 3.43 profit factor. So how it works. That's pretty much how it works. We do our 5 p.m. market analysis. It doesn't happen at 5 p.m. It happens around 5 p.m., at which time we put it on the website around 7 p.m. Eastern time. We give you the opportunity to take a set and forget trade, and you can obviously get with us in the European and New York sessions Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1 a.m. Eastern time or 8 a.m. Eastern time to do some trading using those biases that we come up with. So let's go ahead and take a look at the market really quickly. Do our daily market analysis. Hey Nino, how are you doing, by the way? Are you there?
How are you, Mark?
Great. Just chime in if you have anything for me, if you agree or disagree with any of my analysis, and that, of course, is fine. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the euro dollar. The euro dollar is first up. Now, the euro dollar actually had a buy bias. You can see here that we had a doji here. Yesterday, I had a buy bias, and you can see price immediately did go up. It actually did go up initially. We went from went up about 15, 20 pips, and then it just came down and ended up closing really almost like a doji right in the middle there. So not a tremendous amount of movement, but there was movement in there for us to get some profit out of it. And I believe Nino did that in the live session that they had yesterday. So that is it's something that can happen on a day like this as well. Really, the bias was mostly buy because of this trend line that we have underneath. Now, look, this trend line is giving us a solid support area at 134.85. So, and we're really at 135.10. So we could see a push down, and we're going to look for some give or take here at 134.85, where we'll be able to most likely see a bounce there. So look down maybe on your lower time frame at the M15, H1, H4. That's the 15-minute, the 1 hour, the 4 hour, and see where potentially you can get in. You can draw the same trend line that I have here, but it is approximately at 1.3485. Right now we're looking for a bounce and a continuation up. Now you can see here that we actually met with some resistance here at this zero fib area. Okay, and that zero fib area is roughly at the 35.50 area. Okay, 135.50 more or less, and we got up to 135.37 there. So look for a buy. We've actually got a buy call on this for the time being. And if price does break through this trend line, we do have another buy or another support area right here at the 200 MA. That's going to be at 34.29, where we can see price really begin to attack the upside here on the euro dollar. So let's look for a buy here, buy bias on the day on the euro dollar. All right, so our pound dollar also is giving us a buy signals here, guys, and really what it is a reversal candle. So we've got a hammer here right below our 50 MA. This should be our 50 MA. And so what we're going to look for is we're going to look for a bit of a push up, and we may see about a 50 push up for sure in that vicinity, and then you very well may see some interaction here at that 163.72 area, where we could either see price break through and continue to move up and really close above here, which would continue with that buy momentum, or we could see it bounce and head down. But right now, because of where we are and this buy hammer that we have, we've got to be looking for a buy here. And you know what, actually I can see it not only is it just a hammer, guys, in the middle of space, it's actually a hammer that's sitting on the last area of resistance that we had. So this was the ceiling. Now we broke through that ceiling, and now it's become support for us. In fact, I'm going to color this just another color here so that you can see why we would consider this a support area. And it's really at 162.50. Okay, now it's yellow. You can see it clearly. Across here, it was the highs, 162.59, 162.55, and right now 162.57. In that vicinity, we got down to 162.56 and a nice bounce off of that. We did have a sell bias here, and you can see that price did sell off. Went from 163.03 down to 162.56. All right, so about 50 pips or so, and then a rebound and just close, higher. So we're going to look for a buy here on this pound dollar on that based upon what we're looking at there. Let's see if I can get 3 touches here. That will give us a decent trend line to look at. 1, 2, and kind of 3. So we closed above here. We would look for a direct push back up on this pound dollar from what we're looking at technically. All right, New Zealand. So the New Zealand dollar really had a big push to the upside. We were expecting it to come down here to this 800 just because it was we didn't really have an awful lot going on there to be support, but we had a massive move to the upside here on the New Zealand dollar. I really am going to hold all. Let's see what I have here. On the weekly, we've got some choppiness. We've got an up and down movement. This is really just consolidation until we come down to an area like the 200 MA here, where we can see potentially a bounce off of that. We can't really say what's going to happen here on this New Zealand dollar from a weekly standpoint. Looking at the daily, I would have to say, let's look for more of that same momentum to really push back to the upside. So maybe we'll get, price will come down to the 81.97 area and push up again on this New Zealand dollar, but it's not a stronger signal for us, so I'm not looking for a great bias on that. Okay, on the Aussie dollar, believe it or not, we had a nice, as you can see here, I drew this flag here on the Aussie dollar, and you can see right as soon as we hit that apex, what happened? We had a breakout, really a strong breakout to the upside. Really, and what's interesting about this is that it stops right on the 50 MA. Now, if we look at it from the weekly standpoint, or looking at it from the daily, considering the downtrend that we've had here, we very well can see potentially a push. This is a tough one because we had such a strong downtrend on the Aussie dollar. It's not extraordinarily clear for us. We had a breakout, push down here, and now we've got a push back up into that flag here. All right, so we're back into this consolidation on the Aussie dollar. No real new territory for us as of yet. We're really testing the lower area here, which was 88.50, and so it's going to really be up to really to see what the Aussie dollar is going to do. Let me take a look just at this 1 hour quickly to see if I see anything there. So we had a massive move up on the Aussie dollar, and we're sitting right above the moving average, the 800. Look for some play at 88 to 85 here. We're at 89.16. Look for some play there. So it may drop, and so that's what I'm going to look for. I'm going to look for, if you want, there's a short-term bias here down to 88.85 for sure. Sell bias. But Yeah, I would dare say that we've got another day here that is also ambiguous. So I'm looking for, just because of the size of this bar here, we have to wait on the next day's bar to really figure out where price wants to go on the Aussie dollar, because we've had such a strong sell and we're hitting a very strong area of resistance here. We could easily see price drop. Obviously, the strong buy breakout that we've had, we're really going to have to look for a strong confirmation of the market's intention to really carry it back up, back into this zone. Now, if we pass this 50 EMA, we're going to be looking for price to hit back to the trend line. For the time being, I'm going to go ahead and look for a sell. That's what I'm feeling like right now. I know price has just moved up massively here, and most people want to look for a buy. I'm not clear on that. I think there's much more space for us to see a pullback, at least to the 800, to that 0.8885 area, before we actually move or have a continuation to the upside, if that. So I'm going to be watching the Aussie dollar. Usually I'm very clear on that currency pair. Not today. All right, so the euro yen, we kind of drew this trend line yesterday. So we had two trend lines drawn, 1, 2, and this is actually our third touch here, coming up to it on the euro yen, and this also is giving us a nice solid buy. So we're looking for a buy on the euro yen. So looking at it here on the euro dollar, we've got a buy bias on the euro dollar, and that euro yen becomes much clearer. We have a buy on the euro yen. The dollar yen also looks like the yen wants to lose its strength here, and so we could very well see a buy bias on the dollar yen. These yen pairs are sometimes easy to read. Euro yen buy, dollar yen buy. I guarantee the pound yen is going to give us a buy as well. It's going to be clear, and it is. And if I were to draw a trend line, all I need is 2 or 3 points here. I think I would see the same thing. And so let's see if we do have that. So it's backing back into that trend line, getting back into on the inside of that, and I dare say that we can have a area of resistance here, forming a flag on this. So if we see price really continue to move up on the pound yen, we will see a upper limit at 172. We're at 166.06. We could see an upper limit at 172.68, but it's really going to be about where it goes from here, because we've kind of really tested this area downward, and we're going to have to wait and see if the market respects this trend line or not. Okay, because there are only a couple points really that are holding us above that trend, that support area. All right, but I've got a buy bias here on the pound yen as well. Dollar Swiss, euro dollar obviously have an inverse correlation, and that generally tells us where things want to go here. And you can see here that we've got kind of a consolidation here on the dollar Swiss. I mean, you've got 1, 2, 3 bars inside of each other. No real movement, okay, on the daily. So what am I looking for here? I don't know. This is completely ambiguous, and so I'm not going to call anything on the dollar Swiss. Nothing clear as far as a bias is concerned. So I've got a pound yen clear buy, dollar yen clear buy, euro yen clear buy. Let's see what the dollar CAD is doing. All right, we call the dollar CAD's not really doing very much here for us. Aussie dollar, kind of an ambiguous sell, I believe, is what we have on it. New Zealand dollar. All right, our pound dollar is giving us a buy, and our euro dollar we've got a buy here on the euro dollar. We're going to be looking for a buy on the euro dollar and a potential bounce at 134.87. Okay? And that pretty much sums up. Is there anything you'd like to add, Nino, as far as that's concerned?
No, Marcello, that's great. But I think we're not going to really see any good movements on the euro dollar until maybe Thursday or Friday, because of the announcements that we have. We have unemployment claims on Thursday, and then on Friday we have our non-farm payroll.
Well said. That is true. So you're right. We may see a little bit of movement. We may see a back and forth movement, a kind of a consolidation, getting into in a holding pattern here on the currency pairs that we're looking at, and then we may very well see some good action coming into Thursday, Friday of this week. So we may not see a lot of movement on these currency pairs, and that's probably why we have so much ambiguity going on in the signals that we're getting across the pairs because we are probably going to enter into a holding pattern for the next day or two. Well said. Thank you very much. And if you guys want to see Nino's last trade that they took last night in the live trade room, 1 a.m. and 8 a.m., you can absolutely see it. It's on tribeforex.com. Simply go to the website and you will be able to see exactly what trades were taken there. Okay, with that, we're signing off. We will see you guys in the next session. All the best. Bye-bye.